and welcome to another video war recap. This last war was a very strong one, as you can see by the stats page on your screen. We won 135 to 38, which was a very impressive score on our side. Probably one of the highest since we started, facing so many Town Hall 9s. As you can see, we had a far superior level of participation this week, with 97 attacks used out of 100. Unfortunately, it wasn't 100, but there were two members who didn't get their attacks, all their attacks in this war. Now, let's get into the attacks, which you will see are very strong this week. First off, we have Jeff going on their number 41. He's using a drag attack, pretty standard for Town Hall 8. But what you can see he's doing here is he drops his Barbarian King first, and he'll drop 3 lightning on that air defense over there. And what he's actually doing with his Barbarian King, I think here, is he's actually getting rid of those 2 defenses there, which will allow for his Clan Castle Loons to pass straight to the air defense that's there. Now, as you'll see during these attacks, most of their clan castles were mostly comprised of just all archers, which really posed no threat to most of our attacks. So you see there, his balloons have already taken out that air defense, and he has plenty of dragons in the core there, which will easily take care of that last air defense. Now he has 4 dragons going around the outside, which is a bit unfortunate, and I would say he definitely didn't want that many to be going around the outside, maybe 1 or 2, as it is quite a wide base, and it would be ideal to have some going around the outside at least, just to eliminate the threat of time. But now all the air defences are down, obviously, and literally the only threat to his attack is time. But I see no problem with this, the time on this attack, and the rest of his drags will just clear up the rest of the buildings here. So great attack there from Jeff, 3 stars. Now let's move on to the next attack, which will be from Sparrow on their number 29. He's using a Loonian composition, so he drops his balloons there to get the Crown Castle lore. Unfortunately, there was 2 air mines there, which ruined things a bit on the lure. And because the Clan Castle was mostly comprised of archers, it meant it takes a lot longer, and I don't think he got the whole troops out, but it doesn't matter entirely because Clan Castle archers won't do too much to an attack. So it just drops a balloon and it just dies right above the Clan Castle troops, so that will kill them off. You see he drops his balloons on 2 sides and his minions right behind for support, and drops rages to get his balloons to the air defences quickly. Drops his king on 1 side as well. Drops Clan Castle Loons at about 7 o'clock just to help work on that side of the base a bit. And you can see here his balloons are just working well into the core, and they'll be able to take out all the air defences there. Now it's just a case of cleaning up the rest of the base and hoping that time doesn't get him. So a great attack there with Loonian, which is sometimes only good for 2 stars. So next we have Abu going on 24. It's a straight up hog attack, very strong with level 5 hogs. So he drops some hogs there to get the lure, and he also sets up a giant bomb there, which will be useful later on in the raid. Drops some barbs there just to take care of some of those CC troops, and drops some witches and a wizard in his clan castle that will always just take care of clan castle troops if needed, and also provide good cleanup for hog attacks. Now you see there he drops only a few hogs there to take care of those defences on the left hand side, and as on the other side, those hogs will then also trigger another giant bomb, which will help his hogs greatly when he deploys them here, which means he won't have to pre-heal them, so his hogs can do more damage without taking as much damage themselves. You see they pass quite well into the core. Queen's tucked in quite tight, so she's probably the main problem that he could face in this raid now, as well as the Barbarian King. But he gets rid of most of the defensive very quickly, and once those defences are down, it's just a case of cleaning up everything, because he's got his king and his queen still at full health, and they'll be able to provide good support on cleanup as well. And especially with hogs being fast troops, they'll be able to take care of the rest of the buildings. So another great hog attack there. Been seeing quite a few of them lately. So the next attack will be me going on their number 17. This is a go wipe attack, and I'm using back end balloons, which I'll explain a bit later in the attack. So here I deploy my golems, just use wall breakers to provide a nice path for all my troops, deploy the wizards behind, and my heroes. See, I attack from the side with the queen just to take care of her quickly, drop my peckers in behind, and a jump spell there just to path into the core. Probably could have used just some more wall breakers, but the jump was just as effective, and it worked quite well. So see, I've got one pecker going around the outside, but that doesn't matter too much because that can just clear some of the outside buildings anyway, with two already going through the core and taking out the rest of the base. I foolishly forgot to use my Barbarian King's ability, so I lost a bit of DPS there, but my queen's still up, and I've still got one pecker there. I drop a rage to affect both the queen and the pecker, and now that's all the air defences down, so I'm able to deploy my back end balloons, which will take care of the last defences that are left on the map, as my queen obviously won't be able to get the rest of them. So now that's all the threats to my balloons gone. With these balloons, luckily, I get a very fortunate split on them there, which allows them to take out all the buildings. This raid was very close on time, so it was very nice that they split. So next we have cue ball going on their number 13. It's another go wipe attack, but this time without back end balloons, which shows that you don't have to have back end balloons to actually pull off a 3-star go wipe. He uses 3 balloons there to pull the clan castle troops. I'm not sure whether he got all of them, but it looks like he got the majority. And as said before, a clan castle full of archers isn't going to do much to an attack most of the time, and they will easily be taken out anyway. So he just pulls them off to the side there, drop a few barbs and some wizards, which will take care of them, and he drops 2 witches from his clan castle as well. And now the clan castle troops are taken care of, he deploys his golems and the rest of his wizards behind, deploys wall breakers to path his troops into the core, and drops 2 raid spells on either side, drops 3 peckers, and they all seem to go sort of split from each other. So there he drops a jump spell just to get into a compartment, which just speed things up a bit. It's always a advantage sometimes keeping a jump towards the end of an attack, as that will always help speed things up and stop troops from getting stuck on walls. Now you'll notice throughout this raid he's been able to keep his golems in front of his queen most of the time throughout this raid, which means his queen has stayed up for the entire raid, which means she's been able to do an immense amount of damage during this raid, and which was probably the contributing factor to getting the 3-star. And there's the end of that raid, another 3-star and a very nice attack there. So I hope by watching these you can have a bit of an insight into some of the attack strategies that are able to get 3-stars in wars, and I hope we'll all be able to learn from some of the best attacks that we've shown here. Obviously there are many more great attacks from the clan, but unfortunately we can't show them all, otherwise that would end up with a video lasting absolutely hours, and unfortunately I just don't have the time to record that, so yeah, unfortunate. But